Hello, everybody. Woohoo! I am so sorry. It's been so long since I did a video. Many things have occurred. So, January, February, I was told I had to get my course completed because it had to go. Had to get it out there in March. So, I spent the whole of January and February at night time creating my courses, creating my manual, creating my videos whilst the children were in bed to get it ready for March. And then towards the end of February, I had a session myself with a practitioner, and my higher self came through and literally kicked my ass and told me that I'd worked too hard, as I always do, and that I really needed to rest. And they were insistent upon me having 2 months off, and I was like, 2 months off? Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. My conscious mind was going, what? What now? What now? 2 months? No, that can't happen. So anyway, when I got off the session, I thought about seriously what I could do, and there was no way I was cancelling any of my actual sessions with people. Um, and there was no way that I was cancelling any of my courses. So the only thing that I could do, which would give me a little bit of breathing space to recuperate, was to have some time off of YouTube, because it does take a lot of time to transcribe everything and then to actually get the videos up. And you spend a lot of time answering people's comments. And I spend a lot of time dealing with really negative comments that people that are paid to hound me basically put onto the YouTube. And you guys never see those because I just delete them. And so I was ready for a break, to be honest, from YouTube. And so when my higher self said that, I was like, yeah, let's do it. So I've had a brilliant couple of months off of YouTube. Whilst I've been off of YouTube, I've been working really hard personally. So I've been seeing lots and lots of people for sessions, some incredible sessions worldwide, literally working with people all over the world. I think I've worked with people in every single country now. And as well as that, I have launched my own courses. So when I was given the heads up from my team that I needed to start training people to go online, I didn't have any designs or ideas about giving my technique, if you like, a name. Um, I just pitched it as a course, how to conduct past life regression online, just to get people trained up so that they can conduct the sessions that I do in the online space and they know exactly what they're doing. And that's the brief that I was given that I needed to do. But as I've been doing these courses and actually taking people through the courses, people have been asking for me to name the technique and to launch it as an actual technique, because it is very different to many of the techniques that are used when doing these types of sessions. And the reason why my technique is different is because how I've written the technique, in my experience over the sessions that I've done over the years, I've found that people are often not relaxed enough to go into a past life. And so my technique spends time progressively relaxing the body at the front end, then relaxing the mind. And then before we go into the past life regression, I then deal with any trauma, unhealed trauma that the client has from this lifetime, or I help the client deal with any grief blocks that they have. So if they've lost somebody that's really close to them, we do a reunion with that loved one before we go into the past life regression so that they're able to progress fully. And I also do an entity check. So in this world, in the third dimensional world, there are many beings that can attach to our energetic body that are existing, if you like, in a different dimension. They attach to our energetic body and they feed off of us. We're basically used as batteries. Um, and when I first started doing this many years ago, probably 1 in 15 clients would come to me with one of these entity attachments. But now it's much, much more. It's probably like 3 out of every 5 clients that I see will have some form of energetic attachment attached to their energetic body that shouldn't be there. And those attachments that attach to the energetic body, to the chakras, to the energy centers, they then eventually, if they're not dealt with, will cause disease in the physical body, because the physical body is affected by the energetic body. And so if you've got an energy attachment that's attached to your sacral chakra that's causing you to have an alcohol or a sex addiction, eventually it's going to cause physical problems in the physical body around that area. So many of the clients that I get that come to me, I have to take these entity attachments off them first, rebuild their energy centers, reseal their aura before we can even progress into the past life regression or multidimensional travel in the quantum space. Um, And so in my technique, that's what I'm teaching people. So when they come and do my courses, I'm teaching them how to deal with client trauma from this lifetime, how to deal with client grief from this lifetime, how to identify clients that have entity attachments, and then take those attachments off in their sessions before we go into the quantum space. Now, the reason why that is really important is if you don't know about all of this stuff, you may get a client that comes to you that has a session and they don't progress. And they go away feeling very disappointed because they wanted a past life regression session. And for whatever reason, they couldn't do it. And for whatever reason, you as the practitioner couldn't get them in with the technique that you were using. And the reason for that is they have a block of some kind. They either have a trauma block, a grief block, or an entity block. And my technique teaches you how to take those off. So then what you end up with is a really happy client because they've had their trauma from this lifetime healed. They've had their energetic body totally cleansed, any entities taken off, and their aura resealed. So they're not going to get any more energetic attachments. And this raises their vibration for ascension, and then they progress into a really beautiful deep theta state because they don't have any blocks. They can go into theta really deep and they have an amazing session, and they get to connect to their highest multidimensional part, and everybody's happy. You're happy as the practitioner because you've had a great session and you know you've affected true healing, and your client's happy because they've had basically a full spiritual MOT, not just in this lifetime, but in other lifetimes. And then they are leaving your session in the highest vibration possible. And so when I've been doing these courses and I've been teaching people my technique that I use, that I have devised myself through my own experience of hypnotizing over 1,000 people, my students have then asked me to name it. So I have now named my technique, and I've called it Soul Center Healing Hypnosis. Soul center, because my technique heals the very center of your soul, because it heals everything. It heals trauma in this lifetime. It heals your energetic body because it takes off entities, and it takes you to other lifetimes that you're leading right now on your spiritual soul tree, which allows you to affect change in this lifetime. So it's absolute healing of the center of your soul. And also, I wanted to call it Soul Center Healing Hypnosis because it is my ultimate dream at some point to build and open the soul center for healing hypnosis, which will encourage people from all over to practice at this place. And from the galactic eyes of which I am often looking through, this soul center for healing hypnosis will attract people, beings from all over the galaxy to come for healing and regeneration in my soul center for healing hypnosis, because Earth in the future is known as, those of us who have been through this process are known as the strongest of the strong. and we know how to achieve true healing because we have healed our souls in one of the darkest places on the planet, on the in the galaxy, should I say, one of the darkest places in the galaxy, in the universe, because we have survived and endured planet Earth. And not only have we survived and endured, but we've shone, we've been the light, and we've healed other people at this time. We've helped other people to heal, to take their energy attachments off, to release all of their layers of density at this time, at this great time of ascension on planet Earth. And so it is my absolute dream. And I know that this dream becomes manifest in reality because I've had confirmation of that through my sessions. Um, it is my dream to create this soul center for healing hypnosis, and it becomes the soul center of the galaxy to create healing across our galaxy. And it is us as star seeds who came in at this time in the great shift who said, yep, I'll do it. I'll go into Earth and I'll help those people. It's those of us that have come in here as healers who have helped people heal through all of their layers of density that will be practicing at this soul center for healing hypnosis. And I don't just want people to practice hypnosis there. I want all kinds of healing to be done at this massive, massive place of great healing. So everything to do with crystals and sound healing, um, any type of healing, anything that lifts and raises the soul and brings about joy and raises vibration will be practiced in my center, my soul center for healing hypnosis. And so that is the idea behind the naming of that technique, soul center healing hypnosis. So from now on, you will hear me talking about my own personal technique because, as you know, I've used many techniques over the years. I've learnt a lot from many, many great teachers. Um, but I'm ready to take that next step now and move into my own technique. And this is the only technique that I've been practicing now for a long time because I've not been able to practice other techniques because those techniques you're only allowed to practice in a face-to-face setting. And because of the situation in the UK, I've been unable to practice in a face-to-face setting through no fault of my own. And so it's quite amazing in a way how divinely this all works out. I understand now why I've been placed in the UK. I never understood why before. I always wanted to be in America, but I understand why. Because if I wasn't placed in the UK, I wouldn't have been locked down for a year. I wouldn't have been unable to practice other techniques that I was very happy with and I would have continued to use. So I created my own technique so I could move online. And now I am pushing that space forward because I am encouraging people to look beyond just the multi-dimensional travel to different places, but also to heal this lifetime as well, and the things that are holding people back in this lifetime before progressing into that quantum multi-dimensional space. And the premise for that is, through my experience, what I have found over the years is if you think of yourself as your multi-dimensional self as a tree, and you, in the lifetime that you are living right now, is a twig, I have found that most people are unable to move outside of that twig into their soul branch and into other parts of their multidimensional self, which is represented by a tree. They're unable to move out of that twig until they have healed the things that are still hurting from this lifetime. And that is either to do with trauma, grief, or they have an entity. And if they have an entity, that entity is normally attached through trauma, grief, addiction, or a hospital stay due to a very painful injury. And that is my experience. So if you're listening to this video and you're a practitioner that practices past life regression or quantum healing or beyond quantum healing, and you want to take your technique further forwards in terms of the things that you can do in that space, then please do come on one of my courses. I'm training people all over the world in my technique now, Soul Center Healing Hypnosis. And if you want to come on one of my courses, it's too late to come on my next one, because my next one is today. I'm recording this video before I go into the live course because I've got a little window of time. My next one is in May. I think it's the 19th, the 20th, and the 21st of May. But if you check out my new website, brand new website, which has launched Soul Center Healing Hypnosis, and my new website is www.sc, which stands for Soul Center, HH, which stands for Healing Hypnosis, official.com. So that's www.schhhofficial.com, www.schhhofficial.com. If you go to that website, you can either book on one of my next live courses, the next one is May, or you can book a Soul Center Healing Hypnosis session with me, which I'm currently doing them all online until the UK opens officially. We're in the process of opening officially. There is a roadmap to opening officially, but I'll believe it when I see it, because each time we progress to open up, something sends us back into lockdown. And because I have a waiting list, I'm not booking people in for face-to-face sessions until I've seen that things are truly opening back up again. And when things open back up and I can book people in for face-to-face sessions, if you come to see me face to face, if you want to book QHHT, you can book the QHHT technique with me, and I will do a pure QHHT session with you. And the pure QHHT sessions will not deal with trauma from this lifetime. They'll not deal with entity release. You won't get a chakra reboost and upgrade, and you won't get the aura reseal. It will literally just be the QHHT technique, which takes you into whichever past life your higher self wants you to see, then the higher self questions, and the body scan and body heal at the end. But if you want my technique, which will do all of that, but as well, you'll get the trauma release from this lifetime. If you need any grief releasing, we'll do that. And you'll also get the entity release if there's any energetic attachments. You'll get the chakra reboost and revitalize, and you'll get the aura reseal, so you are protected and safe and nothing can reattach to you in this crazy place called planet Earth. So that's enough about my courses and what I've been doing over the past 2 months. It's been my birthday whilst I've been off YouTube, and I turned 41. Last year I was locked down for my 40th birthday, which was utterly shit. And this year I had exactly the same. So another year gone, another birthday gone, totally locked down. So it was rubbish. But I got sent the most amazing present through the post, which I'm really grateful for. And it is this beautiful amulet. Now, nothing can show you how beautiful this is. I think you need to be here in real life to see. It's very, very smooth. So it's on wood, I believe. And then it's gold paint that's embedded into this amulet, and it's got a little red spot in the middle. Now, I've tried very, very hard not to bond with this, because you're not supposed to bond with it energetically until you've spoken about it. So I wanted to speak about it first, and then I'm going to bond with it. And I can't wait to bond with it because I feel such a strong pull towards this amulet. Now, this amulet has been made personally for me by the wonderful Daniel, and also Monica as well. Now, I have written the information on here in terms of where you need to go to get one of these made personally and bespoke for you. And the website is https://lifeandbalancehome.wordpress.com/. I will put all of this in the body of the YouTube text as always. And it's lifebalance.contact@gmail.com in terms of where you need to go to contact Daniel and Monica for them to make you one of these amulets. Now, Daniel makes these amulets very, very intuitively, very bespoke for you personally. And this particular amulet, it was the first time ever that Daniel had some beings that showed up and actually told him what they wanted him to create for me for my birthday. And Daniel was told that this particular amulet is a postcard from home for me. And with it, I have a piece of home always with me. And it shows me where I have been and where I am going to. This symbol at the top is very ancient. It means something to me, and it does very strongly. And even in a previous lifetime, I would have called this symbol ancient. It's a hybrid of wind and fire, and I understand perfectly why that is to be so. And it represents the change that I bring with my frequency into this particular dimensional space. Um, and these beautiful beings pulled up and helped Daniel. Daniel does this work very intuitively. He gets given the ideas by connecting with his own higher self, and he knows exactly for each person what that person needs in terms of an amulet. But this symbol represents that I give tools to other people so they can find their true self. And it's about the garden that flourishes. And it's crazy because my own personal technique uses a garden. And it's a new dawn sewed together with golden thread. And to remember that when the weight which I take upon myself through what I do, and when my smile becomes too heavy, that there's one place that I can always go to regain my balance, and that is the spot in the middle. And to not let the emotions of this world cloud my goal. My mission is to create a chance for other people to see that there is a choice, and that my gift that I bring to the world is choice. And the very, very top part of the amulet, this very top part, represents home, past and future. And it's very emotional for me because it does. This represents the Pleiades. This. And I can see in my third eye, even as I speak, my home that I came from and that I will return to. But when I return to this home, this reality that I've helped to build here right now will be a different reality than the one that I left. And that is the change that I bring through wind and fire and through my particular signature that I have brought into this reality. And the second symbol represents the connection between worlds, the bridge which allows for choice, the paths that I show to people through my work. The dot is that place that I return to, that is my place of strength. And I know what that place is. I can see it in my third eye now as I'm speaking. It's where I return, it's where I get my strength when I feel overworked and when things get too crazy in this dimension. And the symbol at the bottom represents spiritual change, the regaining of belief, seeing truth where there was no sight of it before. Now, these amulets are truly wonderful. I can't begin to explain to you what this means to me personally when I look at it. It does something to my soul, which is so profound. I can't I can't explain it. And in particular, the very, very top one, that top symbol means a lot to me. And that was created intuitively by Daniel and with Monica, who are the most wonderful couple of light workers. And I'm very, very honoured and in awe of them, and so pleased and happy that they found me in this dimension and that they've shared their gift with me. And so I wanted to share it on my channel as well. And now I have spoken about that, I can now really connect with that quite deeply, which I can't wait to do, and meditate with it. And the power of those symbols will help bring out my gifts even more in this dimension. And I love the fact that my personal star team, my spiritual team, helped Daniel in the creation of the amulet. Um, so I will share the details again on the text under this video, but you can contact Daniel and Monica at Life Balance, life as in Life, lifebalance.contact@gmail.com. And they have a website. The details I will place because it's quite a lengthy, as you know, address. I'll place that in the text as well. So please check them out. So my garden is now in bloom, and I've been frantically trying to get everything done. And I know the beautiful Benjamin will contact me probably after I mention some of the things I've done, and he'll tell me how to do it properly because I'm absolutely rubbish. But I am trying my best because I just want to connect with Gaia and rebuild the energy in this space where I am. Because when I moved into this house, I had a ghost, I had a spirit that lived here. And I think this is one of the reasons why I was directed to move into this particular space, because this area of land needed to be regenerated, and life needed to be brought back to this space. So I've got my tomato plants in the greenhouse. I've got 20 of them growing this year, all different varieties. I'm really excited. I've got all of my courgettes going. All of my fruit trees from last year have rebloomed. All of my berry and fruit bushes have rebloomed. They're all looking great. I thought I'd lost my grapevines, but I haven't. They've budded and they're all flowering now and they're back online. My rhubarb is doing really well. I've got all of my potatoes in. I've got my beans growing now on the windowsills in the house, and everything. I've got some carrots in. Everything's gearing back up. So it feels great in the UK, even though we're still locked down. With there's a roadmap for us getting out of lockdown. That's never going to happen because it never does. They're already talking about a million different variants, so we're never getting out of lockdown. But I don't care anymore. I'm creating my own hub of fifth dimensional space where I am. And today, this is the session that I want to share with you guys when I eventually get into it. I want to give you all an injection of hope, and to remind each and every one of us that even though it might seem that things are dark and bleak out there, to remind everybody that don't look out there. You know, this is the polarization. The dark is very loud. Look over here, look over here. It's darkness, fear, fear, fear. Look at me, look at me. The light just shines, and the light attracts others. And so, how we do this is we politely and very respectfully untangle ourselves from that reality. We don't want to be a part of that reality anymore. We don't want to give our energy to the vaccines and all of that crazy stuff that's going on, because all of the people that have taken the vaccine eventually are going to lose. I mean, they've lost all semblance of the ability to be able to stand back and make a rational decision anyway, because they've gone into herd mentality and fear is their guide now. But as these vaccines start to work, um, and it's so sad, but those people are going to lose their ability to hold any rational thought. Now, as a practitioner in the quantum space, as you know, that works with globally with clients worldwide, multiple sessions every single week. I'm probably one of the hardest working spiritual hypnotherapists I know. I do many, many sessions every week globally. The feedback that I'm getting from people who are themselves practitioners, so are working with people who've had the vaccine, or they are talking about their loved ones who've had the vaccine, or they are bringing their higher selves through and talking about the vaccine and what the vaccine does, or they're bringing through their galactic counterparts who are doing work on the planet to take away the effects of the vaccine. This is the basic cut and thrust that I get from that. And that is that the vaccine is designed to attack the energetic body of the individual. So it's designed to cause a break in the circuitry of the energetic body of the individual. And so the energy centers cannot function as they are supposed to in the body. Now, one of the first things that happens when the human body dies is the root chakra ceases to function. And that is what causes, ultimately, physical death. So if one of the energy centers begins to malfunction, this is what's causing the severe problems that we're seeing in the physical bodies of people throughout the planet who've had the vaccine. In particular, what I'm finding through my work is that the vaccine is designed to affect the function of the heart chakra and also the function of the third eye chakra. And through affecting the biomagnetic field of those energy centers, then you have the manifestation of problems in those areas. So that's why we're seeing a lot of brain clots, literally the brain ceasing to function because there is a break in that electromagnetic field in that energy center. And the same with the heart problems as well. Clots, blood clots in the heart. And I'm hearing lots of reports about people noticing with their loved ones that they've gone very insular since having the vaccination, and they have an inability to communicate. Lots of irrational anger. I've seen this in my own family with people who've taken the vaccine. Soul destroying. But it is part and parcel of the splitting of consciousness. Now, the splitting of consciousness is love, fear. That's it. And eventually, we will march onwards in so very different, two different marches, that the physicality itself will not be able to hold the two very different vibrations. And that is when the actual split in physicality will occur, when we see what we know as the new earth. People always say, when will we see new earth? When's the split going to occur? The split's already occurred. The split occurred back in December 2020 when many of my clients reported that it would. The split has already occurred. It occurred back in December 2020. The people who have chosen to go down the route of fear, who have chosen to go down the vaccination route, made their decision back then, around that portal, that winter portal, December 2020. Those people are going one way. The people who chose, no, I choose my own immune system, I choose love, I choose service to others, they're going this way. So the split has already occurred. What we're looking for now is for those two vibrations of people to polarize so strongly within the split that the very fabric of reality in the quantum space can no longer hold those two very different vibrations in the same space. And that's how years ago, the legends of unicorns, dragons, the fae, that's how we know about them, because a long time ago we were all in the same space, but we had the falling consciousness. They stayed high. So, it's easy for us to get our heads around this. It's happened before, it'll happen again. Only this time, a group of humans will ascend, will choose the higher timeline, and will rejoin all of the other higher dimensional creatures that are held within Gaia's families on her physical body and in her different realms. And the other guys that choose at this point in time to carry on their journey, on the fear journey, will carry on, and they're in lesson. They have things to learn. Now, I am going to shut up now, and I am going to read today's session. Um, I wanted to read and share this session today. It's not a long one. It's quite short. Um, the reason I wanted to share it is because I wanted to give everybody a boost and a reminder to stop getting sucked into what's going on out there. And this is a huge reminder for me too. I've worn my truther hat on Twitter for a very, very long time now, and it's time for me to pull back from that and to firmly put both of my feet in what I know to be true. And that is, ascension is occurring. The light has won. Yes, the loudest people on this planet right now are the darkness, because they control all of the mainstream media. And the people that choose to go on that journey with the mainstream media and the global agenda and the New World Order, they have chosen at a very high soul level to go on that journey. It is their choice, and we have to allow them to do it. But it is not my choice to go on that journey. I do not consent. I don't want to go on that journey. I want to ascend. I want to go home. I want to go to my high vibrational home of love, of oneness, of working together, of being able to show my love, to actually show my heart and not be rejected for it. Because most people in this space just think I'm a weirdo because I give too much, I love too much. People think there's some agenda behind it. Why is she so kind? Why did she give me that? There must be some ulterior motive. There isn't. I just, I am love, and I want to get back to the dimension in which I can express myself in the way that I am without being vilified for it. And so I'm ready to go now. And so all I'm going to concentrate on moving forwards is the positive stuff. I've shared some of the other stuff which shows you the more negative side. I'm not interested in that anymore. I'm sharing the positive stuff. And so I'm not going to look out there at the negative stuff anymore. You create your own reality, and I'm going to pour everything that I have got into creating the reality that I want to see manifest. And that's all I'm going to do from now on. So I'll shut up and I will read the session. So I'm going to skip through the first part of it because there's lots in there about the client reconnecting with the earth. And essentially, the client reconnects with the space in which she lives. It's very, very sacred ground. And she connects with many spirits that live there, who are the spirits of Native American Indians, who have been tasked to look after this space and keep it in high vibration. And the client's talking about that this particular space needs to be restored and healed. And then she begins to talk about crystals. And so I ask the client to tell us more about what we can do with crystals on the surface. And I'll read the session from here. Remind the crystals of who they are. They are powerful. They have their own consciousness. They know what they are doing. They know why they are here. They have to be remembered. They've been forgotten, hidden away, overlooked. And I say, yes, we need to bring that energy back. How can we do this? Keep bringing the light in. She is a filter. She's here for a reason in this area. That's why she's never left this area. She's tried to leave before, but she couldn't. She kept getting brought back to this specific area. And she doesn't need to do anything other than bring the light in. Everything is in motion. There is no stopping it now. Tell me more about that phrase, there is no stopping it now. Oh, there's no stopping it now. It's good. Everything is about to kick off. Tell me more about the light and how the light is going to flood back into this planet. It is flooding back in now. It's powerful. I see so many angels. There's so many around the earth. I feel them, and I see the ETs. The ETs are collecting together like family, and they are collecting family. I see them. They're so happy. I can see them and I can feel them. Tell me more about them. They're having a party. They're so happy. Everything is new. Everything is different. And we are living it now. So then she starts to go into that space that she can see, where she's in that frequency, where the new earth is here now. And this is what happens with many of my sessions. And I've experienced it myself in a session where I've connected with Source, and I can feel that that frequency is here now and that the new earth is now. And somehow we have to pull the frequency that we are at in this third dimensional space right now. We have to pull ourselves up to plug in to that vibration of the new earth is here now. And once we do that, we're there. And so she's talking about these ETs, and she's telling me that they're having a party and that we're living it now. And so I say, tell me more about that as you look at it. It's just a choice. We're human beings. That stuff that you are worried about doesn't exist if you don't want it to. It doesn't exist. It's a simulation. It's not even real unless you want it to be real, and then it's real. Stay away from it. You don't have to participate. These guys are so happy. I can feel their happiness. Tell me more about why they are so happy. Because the light won. We're already there. It's not like we're trying to get there. We're there. And I feel like I want to ask them about the ones that aren't there. Go ahead and allow yourself to connect and to ask that question. They say it's their choice. It's their choice. You've got to let them make their choice. And so she's talking about the ones that have chosen to take the vaccine and stay on the 3D path of fear. And I ask her, and how is it that we get to this incredible place of connectedness? And she says it's easy. You just be there. Is there anything that the angels want to tell us about this today? Any message? It's not much longer. You've just got to live it. Just connect with the vibration of new earth. You've got to connect with that new vibration. It is here. Disconnect from everything that is the old way of being. Just be there and away from everything else. So it's for us to make the choice to disconnect from the old reality and to just be in the higher vibration, to make that conscious choice daily to not participate in the darkness that we see. Yes, it's that simple. Are there any signs that we can look out for in this place that will show us that we are on the right path? It will get easier and easier. All those things that come against you, they're annoying, but they are making you stay on your path. And you're going to notice that it's going to start dropping away, dropping away, dropping away. And it's going to get easier and easier and easier. And every day it gets easier. The more you connect, the harder it is to connect into 3D. Disconnect. Disconnect from that reality that is feeding you right now, that's talking about the vaccines and the virus. Disconnect. They say if you follow 3D, the 3D path, it will be hard, hard, hard. You've got to disconnect from it. It's not a good feeling if you don't disconnect. So, do you allow yourself to disconnect simply by pulling away from society and switching off your television? Disconnect from all of it. You've got to be brave enough to disconnect from the whole thing, even Facebook. Anything that takes up too much of your time, your brain, your energy is pulling you away. Disconnect from it. It takes you back down into the 3D world. It's hard. The energy hurts. It's sad and it hurts. It's not my path to be there. Think of the angels. Think of us. They say, think of us and the galactics. Be in their frequency and it doesn't hurt. It's pulling two ways. The reality is pulling two ways. And I can feel both of those ways pulling on me. Tell me about the two different ways and how they differ. The lower vibrational world is sad, and the energy makes me sad and hurts my body. When I was connected to the Native Americans and the angels and the ETs, my body was vibrating. It felt incredible. And then they showed me what it's like to be in 3D, and it hurts. It's sad. And I saw the pain and it hurts, and they said, let it go. You've got to let 3D go. Let it go now. Let all of it go. Disconnect. And so I say, yes. So go ahead and let that part of yourself that is still attached to 3D and those third dimensional feelings, allow yourself to let it go. Allow yourself to release it. Release that part. And let's just concentrate on the part that is on that higher timeline, that's attached to the angels and the ETs and the galactics. Tell me more about what you experience when you connect into that energy. And she says, I can't get it back now. When they let me experience the 3D, it sucked me down so I can experience that contrast. And I could feel all of the pain of the 3D world right now. And now I can't get that higher dimensional frequency, that vibration back. The purpose of that is they're showing me the two choices that you can make right now. One feels like bliss, feels like home. It's where your soul wants to be. And one feels like pain and sadness, and it's heavy. And so at this point, I ask for the client's higher self to come through because I want to ask some more questions and to find out a little bit more. And so I ask, what is it that this client needs to know about the times that we are in right now? We showed her right now the two worlds, the higher vibration and the one that she's supposed to be in. And then we let her feel the lower one, the one that she is supposed to disconnect from. Her heart hurts for the old world. And that is why she is so conflicted. But it's time to leave it behind. It's not her path. Her path is with the higher vibration. That is where she is supposed to be. What will that path look like for the people following that higher vibrational path? Bliss. Pure bliss and happiness. Everything that you ever wanted. Abundance for all. No pain, no suffering, no struggling, no worrying about anything. Neighbours that care about each other. Oneness. What will the shift into this higher world be like? How will we experience it? It's not that it's not that you'll forget the old world at first, but it just won't be on your mind as much. You gradually begin to do the things that bring you joy. If you want to sit in a chair all day, if that brings you joy, then do it. Or if you want to go in the sun, do it. You're just living it. You are being it. Being that higher vibration. You are being joy. You are being love. And the ground here, it's so soft. Even the fire ants are going to go away. So you can put your feet in it. It's here already. We're here. I'm already here. Oh, wow. And I'm filling up there because I remember how she sounded in the session when she got to that point, and it was just she was just so connected to the new earth. She was there, and I really can't wait for that moment in time. And if you connect to that part of yourself that's already there, that's living in that vibration, tell me what it feels like. My body is tingly all over. I'm laying in the sun and I don't have a care in the world. I know that everything is okay. And all those things that people worry about in 3D, oh my gosh, they're just in their head. It's just in your head. You create your reality. You really do. Do you feel that there will be a point in time when the people who are aligned to the third dimensional vibration, that dimension, the vibration of fear, when they find out what's really been going on in the world? Yes, but it will be too late. It's okay though. They will still be okay. It's just their path will be harder. They still had karma. They still have lessons that they are working through. They've got to sort through their karma and their lessons. They will be with us eventually. Do not worry. We're all going to the same place. But those that want to be in this vibration, we will go there first. And some of them that are on the third dimensional path, they do, but they just don't know it yet because they still have their lessons. They've got to learn. They have got to learn how to live a life in service to others instead of service to self. You cannot be in the higher vibrations and be in service to self. If you are thinking about yourself and what's best for you, it does not work that way. It's about bringing everyone together. You are all one. You are thinking about how you can help other people get by and get to the next level too. You are bringing other people on in that higher vibration. The ones that are in 3D are still thinking about how I can get something for myself. And I don't care if I hurt other people in the process. That is the split right there. It comes down to how you treat others, how you treat the planet, your mother, how you treat animals. That's what it comes down to. That's the split. Are you service to others and thinking about humanity as a collective and how you can help? Or are you service to self and only thinking about yourself in all of this? That is the split. It is as simple as that. And then I say, is there anything else that she needs to know about the split today? Stop worrying about it. Get it out of your mind. She worries about it all of the time. It's not helping anything. It's actually lowering her vibration to think about it all of the time. It's counterproductive. She needs to not think about it now. She needs to follow the higher path, follow the higher timeline, be in joy. Everybody makes their choice. It comes down to living that life of service to others and for the betterment of humanity. That is the split. Focus on the things that bring you joy. The light has already won. That is where we are going. Those that aren't ready yet will get there eventually. Once they sort their stuff out and their karma, they are coming too. Focus on your joy. Choose to be in the higher vibration. Be it and live your life in service to others and for the genuine betterment of humanity. And that is the split. And so after that session, I was like, right, that's it. That gave me a real personal kick up the ass. And I'm not getting involved in all of the truth stuff anymore. I'm not trying to wake people up anymore. If people aren't awake by now, they've made their choice. And I do believe that the split occurred back in December. And so from now on, all I'm going to focus my energy on is being a guide and encouraging people to stay in the higher vibration en route to creating the new earth as a group of souls who have chosen ascension. And so if you want to have a session with me, go to www.SCHHofficial.com and I'll make sure that I put my website in the body of the YouTube video. If you want to come and train with me so you can work with people to help them achieve true healing at the very center of their soul, so you can help to take entities off, so you can help them to release trauma and deal with trauma in this life, so you can work with people to get rid of blocks that are going to stop them from accessing the theta state. So I will teach you deepeners as well, so how you can take your client deeper and get a deeper trance type state when you are hypnotizing people. If you want to train with me personally on one of my live courses, and you'll get a manual, you'll get 24 pre-recorded training videos, and you'll get 3 days live training with me in how to do all of this work. You'll be listed on my website as a practitioner in my technique, and you will have basically access to me as somebody who can help forever. And I want to build a team of people up worldwide who are confident to do entity release and to help some of these trapped souls cross, because somebody has to give a voice to the voiceless. And that is something that I want my team of practitioners to do, to be confident enough to help take these entities off and to help them to cross over into the light. If you want to train with me, again, go to www.SCHHofficial.com, and the next course that I have available for you to book onto is in May. I believe it's the 19th, 20th and 21st. It's a Wednesday, Thursday and a Friday. I do all of my courses in the afternoon in the UK here. I've got one now in 30 minutes time, and so in Europe, it's normally afternoon, early evening. And if you're over in America, it's normally early morning time for you guys. If you're over in South Africa, it's normally afternoon, late, early evening. This week, I have people from all over the world. I have people from the UK, Europe, America, South Africa, all over the place coming on today to learn my technique. And I'm so excited to begin to share this worldwide and to create a team of empowered light workers who are here to raise the vibration of the world one client at a time. Every entity that you help cross over, you not only help that entity, that soul, but you help the client and you help the collective, you help the world because you are raising the vibration. You're taking a layer of density away every single client that you work with. It's been great to connect with you again today. Sorry it's been a bit of a whirlwind video, but I am about to go into my course. I will try and get back into posting again weekly now, as and when I have time. I love you all. Try and disconnect from the chaos that is happening worldwide. It's crazy out there. Remember that higher vibration, that higher timeline. Tune into the higher timeline, the ascension timeline. Focus on what you want to see. Work with what you want to see. Be in joy. Be in love. Reach out to your brothers and sisters worldwide. Create communities of light across the world. Until the next time I connect with you guys, make sure that you keep vibrating high. I love you all. Take care. Bye bye.